Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host, Nathan P. Butler. This time we take a look at the second season set released for a Star Wars product, and that is Star Wars The Clone Wars, The Complete Season 2. Now, just like with Season 1, there's a Blu-ray and a DVD release of this. I would certainly suggest the Blu-ray edition, and they come in a package similar to, but not exactly the same as Season 1. This is the Blu-ray set here, silver with Yoda and such. Got images from the show on the back, and there's a DVD set. Again, basically the same thing, except different sizes here. But if you look inside these, instead of having a little booklet attached, there's this weird little slipcover type thing here. It's got the Zillo Beast on one side, and it's got stuff with Cad Bane and Anakin and Ahsoka on the other. This has a booklet inside it that can be pulled out. Right, you got images on either side, full of concept art and the like, just like the previous one. And at the very, very end, a breakdown of the episodes in this set. I should also note, of course, that this was later re-released not with the digibook form, but with those little slim cases like you get with Season 3, 4, and 5. Though personally, I prefer the first release, which was the digibook, although it is a bit wider. Also, as with Season 1, because of the capacity of Blu-ray discs, even in high definition, you wind up with 3 discs for the Blu-ray version of this season, 4 discs for the DVD version. The Blu-ray version starts with Disc 1 with Anakin. Then we have Disc 2 with Obi-Wan. And beneath that, Disc 3 has Ahsoka Tano. In the case of the DVDs, though, we've got Anakin and Obi-Wan again for the first 2, Ahsoka for the third, but then a new disc image there as we have a disc 4 with Plo Koon on it this time. Very much like we got that extra, Gungan General clone trooper back in the Season 1 set. Just to have another image they could use for one of the discs so that we have different characters on each one. Again, that will come into play when we get to that complete Seasons 1 through 5 box set. Again, pretty cool set. You've got the widescreen theatrical aspect ratio instead of the slightly narrower, slightly taller version that we get in HD on Cartoon Network, or if we got these through iTunes. In this case, with Season 2, unfortunately, no director's cuts. So, 1, there's no director's cuts, which kind of stinks. But 2, that also means no Clone Wars cuts for Season 2 episode of From the Star Wars Home Video Library. There's just nothing to compare. Now, aside from that little booklet that you can pull out, there are some extras to go with Season 2, as one would expect. There's no featurettes for each episode. It doesn't do that this time around, which I thought was one of the cooler aspects of Season 1. There's not a little featurette for each. What they do is some slightly longer featurettes on themes or groups of episodes throughout this season. So we wind up basically with a featurette called Magic of the Holocron episodes, talking about the first few episodes, Return to Geonosis, about the Geonosis arc, Creating Mandalore, of course, about the one that introduces the Mandalorians and Death Watch into this series here within Season 2. We have Attack of the Zillo Beast, which focuses on the Zillo Beast episodes and their ties to Godzilla and Japanese monster movies and such. And we have a couple of trailers, though not trailers for this series, they're trailers for The Force Unleashed 2 and for the Clone Wars Adventures MMO that just recently has announced that it is shutting down at this point. Now, I should also note here before I go that in that Holocron featurette, they do acknowledge that the Holocron is something from the expanded universe. They acknowledge it straight out.
There's been all kinds of visualizations of holocrons throughout the years in other Star Wars media, but this was the first time you were going to see someone actually use a holocron on screen.
And I show you that, and make a big deal about that, because eventually we will get to Season 3. And in Season 3, they will have a featurette about the Night Sisters. And they will give absolutely no credit whatsoever to Dave Wolverton or Bantam for creating the Night Sisters and the Witches of Dathomir back in 1994. It will sound to all the world watching that featurette as if somehow the Night Sisters were either created by Episode 1 concept art or created by Katie Lucas for the Clone Wars. Neither of which is true. The look, maybe. The specific personalities, maybe. But they will leave out Dave Wolverton's contribution, which I think is a huge slight to EU fans and to Dave Wolverton himself, something for which he probably is owed an apology if he hasn't gotten one yet. But at least in this season, they do give us the background and acknowledge that, hey, this cool Clone Wars thing, these holocrons, it does actually come from the expanded universe. kudos to them for being honest about it. So, you know, nice extras. It's cool to see something other than just the episodes. I'm so used to buying TV season sets where it's nothing but the episodes and no bonus features whatsoever. So we do have some cool bonus features there, but it is slightly shifting gears. And of course, just like with Season 1, if you buy the Blu-ray set instead of the DVD set, you also get those cool Jedi Temple Archives segments where you can go in using a new menu system and see things like deleted scenes and concept art and things like that. Personally, it more than makes up for the slightly different price of the Blu-rays. Plus, the Blu-rays just look and sound a whole lot better than their DVD counterparts. HD versus HD, ladies and gentlemen. High definition versus standard definition. If you haven't got a Blu-ray player or a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 or Xbox One that can play Blu-rays, you really, really should for these and for the Star Wars films on Blu-ray, despite the changes like the no at the end of Return of the Jedi. Good set, nice set. Nothing to talk about, though, as far as Director's Cut features. What you see is what you get. It is Season 1 of the Clone Wars with some bonus features. With that, we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers.